so I wrote mine as the one where a digital event taught us our role in resolving systemic racial injustice.
Yeah.
So I put together a digital conference for architects and understanding the role of the built environment and architecture in the the system of racial injustice in this country, and how it was always part of it, and how people can understand what it means, how they go about doing their work and being agents of change, helping them understand how they can gain such agency. We had amazing speakers. It was dope.
Now, how do you have this conversation? Because I think, much like with Association of Women in Events, like men, for a while there with Me Too, men were just scared of women, right? We couldn't be in a room with them. They were terrified. And then through BLM and all this other stuff, like white people got a different kind of scared. So how do you even open the door?
I think it's one, we have to have a certain understanding of that not everybody's on the same level, not everybody's on the same place. So we have to walk into the conversation as an organizer with a sense of grace and patience. So the organization itself says that we're going to prioritize, helping to solve systemic racial injustice.
Very tough topics, and those incredible. So Lisa, what is your conversation at the event?
So my conversation is actually a bit interactive. It is a spontaneous writing prompt workshop, a mini writing prompt workshop. And so the idea is, especially when we're at work, we are always so focused outward. How can I serve my client? How can I serve my manager? What am I getting to other people? And we end up turning off our authentic voices and some ideas that they might have. So I set up also a safe space and provide a creative prompt that nobody will know about until they are there in the room. And then they're given 10 or 15 minutes to read the prompt and respond authentically, whatever comes up. It could be in the form of a poem, a journal entry, a manifesto, whatever it is acceptable. So the idea is to celebrate the writing and the creativity before the inner critic has a chance to pipe up.
I like that. We're so, and I'm jumping in here, Lisa. We're so quick to counter our own initial thoughts because we're like, the judgment already comes in. You're like, well, was that really the smart thing to say? How do I, we are so good at self-sabotaging. I love that this doesn't.
Or if you're an event or content manager and you're having to write invitations and web text, you have to be in your brand voice. And so you almost feel like you lose yourself and you can't inject those goofy, fun things that you normally would in there because you feel constrained. And then you can't go let loose when you want to go write something for yourself.
Exactly. It's sort of like, it's a battle between your left and right brain most of the time. And so when does your right brain ever have, because if your right brain isn't profitable, when does it get to have its turn?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So what do people do with this newly learned freedom?
Well, so usually I do this workshop for much smaller groups of people. And a big part of it is after we write, everyone takes turns reading what they wrote to the group for feedback. We obviously won't have time for all of that, but I am going to ask 2 or 3 brave souls to read. And then the idea is everyone flood them with positive feedback. What did you like about it? How did it resonate with you? What did it make you think of? And so the idea is if you can get in the habit of doing this kind of exercise for yourself, you free up your own voice. So
I like that.
Do you think that it's important for people to kind of create their own brand and voice and become their own public persona out there and publish however they feel like publishing, voice, video, text?
I mean, I'm a comedian and an actor. So for me, yes, like myself is my brand. I know that's not the case with most people, but I hope that I can bring, years of experience of really putting myself super vulnerable on stage. It's given me so much freedom and it's really healed me and a lot of my own issues. And so even if people aren't going to be, publishing these things that they write, maybe they'll tap into something authentic that they didn't even know was in there that they can then use in their brand.
Well, I actually think it's very important for everyone in events, hospitality, marketing. I mean, everything that we're in right now, you are no longer an event or marketing professional. You are on-air talent. And so to have your brand be authentic, professional, and genuine, and know where that voice is going to help you be so much more successful right now. And then even job hunting, you got to have that personal brand, whether you're job hunting within your company or if for a new one.
Well, I think it's so much harder, especially with Zoom, to hide. The camera sees you. The camera sees everything. And so when you go into a Zoom interview, say, your energy is going to speak loud and clear. So like, what is it saying?